Hello and welcome to Digital Assets class. First off, let me say I am not a financial advisor. These videos are for educational and entertainment purposes only. I encourage everyone to do their own research and never invest more than you can afford to lose. So, first things first, the 2-day sale of XRP is over. Hopefully you guys were able to jump in there while the prices got below 30 cents. I think the lowest I saw was like 27 cents. And now we are back up above 30. We're at like around 32 cents. So there was a 2-day window there to get some cheap XRP if you were in the market to buy some. And it's still, like I said, it's still a great buy even at 32 cents. But you know, you always want to buy those dips when the market goes down like that. If you're able, if you're, you know what I'm saying, if you're in the market to buy some crypto, those are the perfect times to buy, is when the market dips like that, so you can get more for your money. So what caused the spike? Because we're up over 10% from the low of yesterday. We're up around 10%. And one of the things that caused this is Swift did an announcement. Swift actually talked about partnering with R3's Corda, which is their payment processing system that uses blockchain. But the great part about this is the fact that Corda actually uses XRP to settle its trades. So there was some rumors and stuff going around last year that, you know, Swift was going to partner with Ripple and update their payment messaging system and actually use Ripple's technology and blockchain technology to initiate payments, actual settlements, instead of just having a message system like what they have right now. And both companies, Ripple and Swift, kind of, you know, put those rumors to rest and basically said that they weren't in talks to become partners or anything like that. And at the time, Brad Garlinghouse was actually saying that, you know, his thought was to take over Swift, and because of their, you know, them basically being an archaic system. So now, instead of Swift trying to partner directly with Ripple in order to make their payments, they decided to go with R3. Now, R3 last year actually had a lawsuit against Ripple, and it was basically over amount or pricing of XRP. You know, they were saying that Ripple had promised them XRP at a specific price. The price of, I think this actually happened in 2017 when the price went through the roof, and R3 wanted the price. They still wanted the price that they initially signed on for like, I think it was 5 billion XRP that they had initially wanted to buy from Ripple. So back in September, the both parties settled the disagreement or whatever. So they put the lawsuit to rest. And I think part of that was because of SBI. I think SBI owns some stake in R3 as well as Ripple. And I think, you know, SBI basically brought them to the table and said, hey, let's make this thing work. You know, let's put this lawsuit to the side and let's make this money. So the lawsuit is settled. Everything is done with that. So now Ripple and R3 are actually partnering, and R3 is using XRP. XRP is the first digital asset that they're using on their Corda network in order to do settlement and payments. So even though Swift didn't partner with Ripple directly, indirectly, Ripple is still going to benefit, because this is, you know, just like today, you had a 10% spike in price of XRP just off of this announcement. And I'm sure and this was just a proof of concept trial that they're doing. They haven't even officially, you know, launched a project. They're actually just in proof of concept trials with R3 and their Corda network. So this should actually be some really good stuff coming down the pipes for XRP, because not only, like I said, Ripple has their own partners and banks and stuff, and they, like I was saying the other day, they launched a initiative to bolster the use of XRP with the companies that they already have, and also in trying to bring, you know, offering rewards and incentives to bring on new customers. So things are looking really, really good for XRP right now and the company Ripple. And of course, that trickles down to us, because as the price of XRP goes up, our people that are actually holding XRP, a smile slowly goes across our face. So next thing I wanted to look at was, this is kind of interesting that a lot of entities avoid XRP like the plague. This is an article that somebody put out, Dalmas Negtich. I am super bad with names. I will butcher them to no end. So as you can see, yeah, Dalmas. But he put out this article, and it's basically, you know, correct. Like a lot of these companies or whatever, for some reason, they don't like Ripple. They don't like Ripple, the company, and they try to avoid talking about Ripple. And they try to stick to Bitcoin and Ethereum and things of that nature. And one of the reasons a lot of people claim, or, you know, seem to not want to deal with XRP and the company Ripple is because initially and from the get-go, Ripple said, you know, the whole idea behind Bitcoin and digital assets was to get away from the banking system, so to speak. You know, we want a decentralized monetary system that goes against the banks and goes against the norm as far as what we see right now with the centralized systems and fiat currency and governments controlling money and stuff like that. So that was one of the main reasons for digital assets, blockchain, and Bitcoin. So, but what XRP and what Ripple did in, you know, setting up their network, they said, hey, the world is not going to change overnight and say, hey, we're just going to go with a decentralized system. There's too much money. The governments have too much control. Let's start out by working with the banks. Let's work with the banks and improve their systems that they have right now and create a decentralized network in order for them to do payments faster, cheaper, and make them more transparent. So a lot of people looked at, you know, Ripple, the company, as going against the whole idea of blockchain and Bitcoin and digital assets because they were willing to work with the banks. But as you can see, and if any of you have been doing your research, they have the best use case and the widest adoption of any other digital asset out there. I mean, they have done a lot for the whole crypto community, digital assets in general, and people are still not wanting to mention Ripple and XRP. And that's what this article is basically saying. It's like, one of his quotes was, I could just chalk it up to being an accident. He's talking about Coinbase Exchange. They actually list XRP as one of their coins that they have on their exchange, but he was saying that when he looked at the help page, he didn't see any mention of XRP. And he said he could just chalk it up to being an accident, and it very well may be, but they're just one of many entities that seem to hate XRP and try to avoid saying its name like the plague, despite it being the #2 digital asset by market cap is what he's talking about. I just don't understand it. Why all the hate, even though Ripple has been nothing but helpful to the crypto market as a whole. It can't just be as simple as people saying we hate the banks and Ripple helps the banks, therefore we hate Ripple. And that just goes back to what I was saying. They, you know, the purists, the crypto purists and stuff like that, they want to sit up here and say they want this totally decentralized, away from the banks, but you know, people really don't like change. When you look at the majority of people in the country or in the world, people don't accept change very quickly. So you have to kind of ease people into things like blockchain and cryptocurrencies and digital assets. It's just what it is. I mean, it's not going to be an overnight thing. And I think Ripple took the best route in mainstream adoption, you know, getting banks and stuff on blockchain, on a network, and using a digital asset, which, like I said, in the future, it may be a totally decentralized system that's out there working, and everything that's tokenized and working on a digital network. But for right now, you know what I'm saying? I think, like I said, I feel like they they did the best thing and was a very smart business move by doing it the way that they did it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was security today. Now, there was a hack. Cryptopia, I believe, was the name of the exchange that got hacked not a few days ago or last week. And they've lost, quite a bit of digital assets. So one of the things that we need to be mindful of is not just, buying our cryptocurrency. If you're still in the process of buying more and stuff like that, that's fine. And, but you want to start looking at ways to get your digital assets off of these exchanges. Now, I was looking at a report earlier that was talking about the most secure exchanges out there. And one of those was Kraken, I believe it was. Let's see if I can pull this article up. It was saying Kraken, Robinhood, and Poloniex are ranked ranked safest crypto exchanges by the ICO ratings. Now, this is an older report. This came out January the 5th, but I just ran across it when I was doing some research. And as you can see, they've got like the top 10 crypto exchanges. Actually, they go on down top 20. But if you look at the top 10 crypto exchanges here, Kraken, Robinhood, Poloniex, BitMEX, Bitfinex, Bitlish, Bitmart, BTC Turk, Coinbase Pro, and GoPack, they are ranked the top 10 secure cryptos. And they, if you go to this page, this is EWN, Ethereum World News. This is their website, and they were talking about the ICO ranking, which is a company that's actually doing rankings of different things in the crypto space. So yeah, they ranking them and giving them A's and A minuses and stuff like that. And they're basically they're looking at user account security, domain security, web security, and DOS attack protection. And they rank them, A minus, so forth and so on. But just want to, even though you get on a secure exchange or an exchange that is more secure than the next, they are still vulnerable to attacks from hackers. So once you buy your crypto, you need to start looking at something like a Ledger Nano S or something, or another hard wallet, or even a digital wallet that you control the public and private keys to, and get your digital assets off the exchanges. I basically took pretty much all of my XRP. I still have a little bit on Binance, but pretty much all of my XRP is on my Ledger Nano S. And I am going to start putting a link in the descriptions of my videos where you can go and order a Ledger Nano S, and so that you guys can get your digital assets off of these exchanges and into your personal possession. Because unlike a bank, if an exchange gets hacked, they're not federally insured or anything like that. So you need to make sure that you take control and take possession of your digital assets. So with that said, like I said, I'm going to start putting links in my videos to Ledger Nano S's so that you guys can get hardware wallets and things of that nature, which is much more secure than leaving it on an exchange. And we'll get that going. Guys, please like, please subscribe. Thank you guys for listening. Talk to you later.